How to find and buy a foreclosed home. Oh yeah, you heard that right. There are so many opportunities for you to buy a foreclosed home for pennies on the dollar. And I am going to show you how. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I'm going to share with you a detailed step-by-step process on how to buy a foreclosed home. I'm going to share with you the top 3 places for you to look to find the best properties. And last but not least, I'm going to share with you some secret ways to get a foreclosed home without spending any of your money. So there are so many benefits to being a real estate investor. I have increased my net worth by owning properties. I have been able to leverage those properties, meaning I could borrow money against them to buy more properties. I have created income and cash flow for myself with my rental properties. And I've even made tons of money fixing and flipping properties that I got for pennies on the dollar. So again, being a real estate entrepreneur has changed my life, and investing in real estate has so many benefits. It is still the #1 way to wealth. Did you know that 89% of all millionaires were created so through real estate? Well, it's true. It was true 100 years ago, and it's still true to this day. So let me tell you how you can get in on all of this. So I absolutely love foreclosures. If you don't know what a foreclosure is, that is a property that the bank took back because the person did not pay their mortgage, okay? They defaulted on their mortgage payments. So when you purchase a home, most people get a mortgage, meaning they take out a mortgage payment, they put down a small down payment, and then they make mortgage payments to the bank. And if they do not make their mortgage payments, usually after about 3 or 4 missed payments, the bank will foreclose on them, meaning they will take that property back and that person will be evicted out of the home. They will have to leave that home and the bank will retake over that property. And this is an awesome opportunity for real estate investors. I know it sounds terrible. It means someone got kicked out of their home, but this is an amazing opportunity for a real estate investor because this is how millionaires are made. Take it from me. I literally was on the other side of foreclosures for way too long. Many of you guys know I started from my parents' basement in 2009, 2010, after we lost everything in the financial crash. I literally had multiple foreclosures, bankruptcy, and I had to live in my parents' basement just to make ends meet. Well, it was actually foreclosures that got me out of their basement too. It was a foreclosure that got me in their basement and a foreclosure that got me out of their basement. Let me tell you that part. Like I said, because in a foreclosure, after you stop making your payments, the bank will take the property back. This is an amazing opportunity for real estate investors. But there's a better opportunity. There's an opportunity to help people. And this is how I got out of my parents' basement. So I got a coach when I was living in my parents' basement just because I didn't want to fail at real estate and I wanted to figure out what I had done wrong. Well, I found a coach that told me I needed to focus on property problems, specifically people that were in foreclosure like me, people that were behind on their mortgage payments and they were about to lose their home. He told me I needed to send them letters, put out signs, run ads and say, hey, are you behind on your mortgage payments? We can help. And I would call these people or they would call me from the advertisings that I sent out and I would help them avoid foreclosure. And in return, I was making tons of money. Whether I kept the properties, which in the beginning I couldn't because I had bad credit and no money. But in the beginning, what I did was call wholesaling. I would flip those contracts to investors that wanted to keep them for fix and flips or for rental properties, and they would pay me a fee for marketing because I was the one that found the person, talked to them, got them to say, yeah, I'm going to move out of the property and I'm going to sell it to an investor. They would pay me a fee. Additionally, it was so awesome because I was helping people. Like I said, I had ended up in my parents' basement with no properties, and now I was able to help people avoid that process altogether. They did not have to go through the embarrassment and the humiliation of getting foreclosed on. They literally could sell that property to an investor and move out to another place without having their stuff thrown out or having their credit ruined. It was an awesome opportunity for them, the person that was in foreclosure, me, the person helping them, and the end investor that was going to buy the property and make it a fix and flip or a rental property. So it's a win-win altogether. So let's talk about how you can do it. The reason that foreclosures are awesome, especially if you can get to the person before the bank actually takes the property back, is financial distress is a good thing. Honestly, financial distress opens people's minds. Once you're behind on your mortgage payments and the bank is threatening to take the property back, many people are open to listen to different ideas. They already know what one option is. Okay, I can ruin my credit and let the bank take the house back, or I could sell this house to an investor and not ruin my credit. Which would you choose? So it became a really easy process to explain to people because I understood what happened during a foreclosure and after a foreclosure, and it was not pretty. So I became such a great person to help people, and you could do the exact same thing. It's super inexpensive to start marketing to these people. Like I said, you can put out signs, you can send letters, you can do ads on Facebook, you can do a myriad of things. In fact, I made an entire video where I teach you all about how to market and find these properties. I'll make sure to put a link here and in the description box for you to watch that whole playlist. And this is amazing. You need to get in on this because foreclosures will allow you to start getting properties sometimes for just the amount that the person is past due, through a process that we call subject to. You may be able to just buy the property for the past due payments, the person moves out, and then you take over the payments. Super simple. So let's talk about where you will find some of these people. Before the person goes into foreclosure, you can start finding them on sites like Zillow. Zillow has a link where you can look for properties that are for sale, and then you can click a box that says pre-foreclosures. And in many cases, these will be people that have not officially been foreclosed upon. They are people that are in the foreclosure process, meaning they are in default of their mortgage payment and they will soon be in foreclosure. So these are the people that you need to reach out to, and they are the lowest hanging fruit, super easy to start talking to, and let them know that you are connected to a network of real estate investors, and we are interested in buying more properties. This is an amazing way if you want to keep properties for yourself. If you want to keep the property, you can just get a mortgage, apply and then buy their property, and of course they're going to sell it to you at a discount. Or you can find these people and flip those people to investors like me who will pay you a fee for doing so. So another great website besides Zillow is county websites. Basically what Zillow is doing is they are pulling county records, and they're pulling records of default. So when someone gets behind on their mortgage before the foreclosure, in most states they will file what's called a notice of default. If the person has received a notice of default through the public court system, you can access those records, you can call those people, mail them letters, or do whatever you need to reach out to them and start getting those properties from them so they do not have to get foreclosed on. That's another great website. And then another great website, which is absolutely free, of course, is Craigslist. You can also do for sale by owner websites. So what you want to do is start Googling for sale by owners and put your city and state. This will give you a list of different websites that have people that want to sell the property by themselves without a real estate agent. Many of them will be in foreclosure, okay? You can also cross-reference the list of people that are selling homes themselves and cross-reference that list with the county records so that you know the people that are in default, and those are the people that are going to be the most interested in letting you buy their foreclosed home. Now, of course, you could also buy a property after it's completely foreclosed on, and those are bank-owned properties. Now, I'm going to give you a warning. I don't necessarily like buying bank-owned properties. Once the property has gone through foreclosure and the bank has regained the property, they are now the owner of that property. And essentially, they are the seller of that property. They're not much different than any other seller. They're a bank. And in fact, many banks have lots of money, more money than sellers. So the key to making this work and how you really want to buy a foreclosed home that you can get for pennies on the dollar is getting the person before the person goes through the entire foreclosure process. Get the property before they are foreclosed on. Get them while they're still behind on the mortgage payments. That is the easiest way for you to negotiate directly with the seller and be able to get some creative financing that doesn't require you to go to a bank. So I have created an entire training where I teach you all of this and more. You can get this training absolutely free at noellsfreetraining.com. That's Noelle, Noelles, noellsfreetraining.com. I have created an entire course that's over an hour long and is absolutely free, teaching you my exact formula for making money in real estate with little to no money. Check out that training so that you can have all of the tools, all of the knowledge, and all of the resources that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.